be really sad if I embarrass myself on camera.
I embarrass myself on camera all the time.
It's your digital footprint. You're there forever. You're there forever.
No one tells me nothing.
I'm with Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
This guy's so goofy. This is brilliant. Not that I don't trust you or anything, but have you got a driving license?
Well, I'll say no.
Did you bring it with you?
Yeah. I look pretty different.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it actually you? You're not someone in disguise pretending to be Aaron today, just trying to get a pass on a mock test. Yeah, you do look different. So I'm here with Aaron. We are in Hendon at the moment. We're going to be going up to Mill Hill because we're doing a Mill Hill test route. Because he's doing a test. You're doing a test at Mill Hill, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a test at Mill Hill. So we're going to do a Mill Hill test route. He's contacted me through Instagram. If you are interested in doing a mock test on my... if you are interested in doing a mock test on my channel, then obviously hit me up. Follow me on Instagram and then send me a DM on Instagram and then we can talk about it. It's not a problem at all. What do you do for a living?
I'm a software engineer for testing.
So does that mean basically you play games?
No. I make software. I write code to test software.
Tell us a little bit about your driving, because obviously that's what everyone cares about.
So I've done 2 driving tests. I failed both of them, obviously. That's why I'm here.
What did you fail for?
For the first one, progress.
Okay. What does that mean?
There's podcast on the left, podcast on the right, and there was a bus pulling out from the right side.
Okay.
So I decided to pull on the left side and wait for the bus to come through.
Okay.
But me doing that caused a bit of queue.
Okay.
But at the end, there was enough gap for me and the bus to be on the same...
That you could have continued.
Yeah, I could continued.
Yeah.
But I preferred staying on the side, just waiting for the bus to come through and staying safe.
Did it take a long time for the bus to come through?
40 seconds.
Okay, so you were sitting there for about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
You could have gone.
I could have gone.
So you failed the first one for that. What was the second one?
The second one, again, with the bus.
You got to think about buses.
Yeah, they hate me. It was a bend and there was a bus coming through, which I didn't see. So I quickly pulled to the left. But me doing that, I parked too close to the front of the car. When I tried to pull it out, she quickly pushed my steering wheel to the right, which I didn't expect.
You got really close.
Yeah, because I could handle it, but she didn't trust me in that aspect.
Well, I mean, normally that intervention is because you are just too close. So as you're going to move off, they're just making sure you can get out and round. So scale your driving out of 10.
Oof.
10 being obviously the positive end. Where would you put your driving?
On a good day, I don't want to be cocky.
Go for it. Do it.
9.
9.
A good 9.
If something crops up, like where that situation with the bus, where you could have potentially kept moving, but you chose not to, because that just comes down to judgment of space, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you work on that?
Yeah, a bit.
Did you fix it?
I'll say so.
Okay. Tell me how you would check that your directional indicators were working properly.
I'll turn on the electronics, then put the hazard lights, then walk around the car.
Brilliant. Nice and easy. I like that. That's really good. All times I like to follow road ahead unless I tell you to turn left or turn right, or unless road signs indicate otherwise. If I need you to turn, I'll tell you in good time. We're going to take in one reversing manoeuvre, possibly an emergency stop. We're going to follow a sat-nav for a period of approximately 20 minutes.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is Aaron's going to have a little warm-up, and then we're going to get this thing going.
Yeah.
Aaron AJ.
Just call me Aaron. Just call me Aaron.
Aaron. Drive on when you're ready, buddy.
Okay. Okay, parking doesn't need to be on.
Aaron had a great warm-up drive and has demonstrated he can definitely control the car. I'm quietly confident about this test.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, so at the end of the road here, turn left.
Aaron checks both mirrors and signals well for this junction, although his signal is a little early in this case. It's just not noteworthy. It doesn't affect anybody at all. He takes his time at this junction. It's a little bit busy, but he doesn't rush, and even though he gets overtaken by a motorcycle at the last second, it doesn't faze him.
And then the roundabout, turn left, please.
For this mini roundabout, he checks both mirrors and signals well to the left, and deals with the roundabout confidently. It's a good start. He then again checks both mirrors before moving around this van.
Gotta think.
Then, if you can just take the next road on the left for me, please.
And again, good mirrors and nicely timed signal.
And then again, take the next road on the left. Sorry, my big knees there, mate.
It's fine.
And then if you can take the next road on the right.
It's just a quick succession of simple turns, but Aaron has demonstrated very good mirrors and signal work. If you want to know how to take junctions, that's how you should do them.
And if you just pull up on the left there, just that little space, that'll do.
A very clean drive to begin with. Well done, Aaron.
Parking brake. No, not on. Take it off.
How do
How do you take off?
you want to put it on or you want to take it off?
Take it off.
Why?
I mean, put it on, sorry.
What did it just say?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. It's all good. You know,
Busted.
are you used? Do you know this car?
No, not at all.
Is this your car? Is this the first time you've driven it?
I'm used to like having a handbrake
Well,
just
there you
to pull
go.
up.
So don't worry about it.
And you hear
Don't-
that snap. Ugh.
Yeah, you snap it. I've actually had someone snap my handbrake once.
What, really?
Yeah,
How? It's metal.
because the guy is incredibly strong and he just went
Damn.
and just ripped it off. Okay, so we are going to be following the sat nav now.
Let's go.
Now, if you're unsure of where you're going, obviously, please ask.
Oh, I know where
It's
we're going.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Could be.
Aaron's good drive continues, and through this section of road it's quite tricky. He's got a bus up ahead that pulls up at a bus stop, and it gets a bit tight. He does jump in and keeps his speed up a little bit high, but overall he does well. However, it shows confidence. Just be careful, jump in too fast and things could go wrong. Be careful.
You know, my first test when I failed on, it's that road.
Just here.
That road.
So this brings back good memories.
Nope, it doesn't. Just gives me nightmares.
Although this wasn't a great experience for Aaron, it does show the benefit of being familiar with the area. Practice in the area you're going to be taking your test.
I'm going to let you concentrate though, yeah?
Yes,
Because obviously you're here for the real thing.
Yeah.
You were quite like on the phone, like I want this to be real.
Yeah, we're just half making jokes. Because they don't make jokes in exams.
But if I distract you and you make a mistake, whose fault is that?
Travis, well, mine, because I'm driving.
Your examiner could be chatting to you and you could quite easily get distracted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This whole thing is about transferring the responsibility of risk. I'm just a passenger. Well, not really 100%, but that's how it is when you're to a test, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've left this bit in because I think it's quite important to understand. You could be chatting and even having a joke with the examiner. However, your drive is still the most important. And it could all seem really friendly, but if you make a mistake, it's going to go against you. You are the driver of the vehicle.
At the end of the road, turn left, A5, and take Broadway, then turn right.
Aaron now has a meeting situation with the bus, and personally, I don't think he does too much wrong here at all. The bus does have the obstruction, and Aaron doesn't have too much space to pull up. However, the bus driver doesn't look too happy.
He didn't seem too happy about that, did he?
No.
You know where you're going here, yeah?
Yeah.
Aaron just pulls up a little bit close to the vehicle in front here, not leaving much wiggle room
Turn left,
at all.
A5, then take Broadway, then turn right.
This is definitely a little bit too close, so this is a driver fault for clearance to obstructions. Aaron again does very well here. His mirrors, signal and positioning is very clean. I've seen a few people come a cropper here, but no such thing for Aaron. Again, well done.
Turn right, stag lane.
Aaron later thinks, or he thinks now, that this is a serious fault. He follows the road ahead and there is a pedestrian crossing, a zebra crossing, and there are pedestrians near it. But this zebra crossing is closed. He proceeds, but he thinks he's done it wrong. Under normal circumstances, not stopping for a pedestrian on a pedestrian crossing would be a serious fault, but as you can see, this pedestrian crossing is completely closed. He could possibly have come to a stop and let them cross as he didn't have anyone too close behind him. But these pedestrians are safe where they are, in this instance anyway, and he's perfectly within his rights to proceed. I'm not saying that you should blatantly always assume priority in these situations, as pedestrians are the vulnerable road users, but every situation is judged on its own merits, and this particular one is just fine.
Just beyond the roundabout, if you just pull up on the left, safe place.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
So off the roundabout?
Yes, please.
Aaron again has no problems at all with this roundabout. Also checks both mirrors and signals well for exit.
In this instance, don't worry too much about driveways, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Drive on when you're ready.
Aaron again does all-round effective observation before moving off. This again is textbook. Aaron overall does okay on this roundabout. He doesn't rush. He does miss a slight opportunity to
Go
go,
left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
but he's not interfering with any traffic behind, so in this instance it's not noteworthy. He could go now, but decides to wait for the bus. However, there is a pedestrian waiting to cross, so it's possible he didn't want to force the issue. I quite like that. He then responds well to the pedestrian crossing, coming to a stop. And then again has no problem with the next roundabout.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, Cumberland Road. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Again making sure he checks both mirrors and signals for exit.
The fun fair's in town.
I used to work here.
Did you at the fun fair?
No. Around here. At Harrow in the Hill.
Ah, what were you doing there?
I was a technician.
Okay.
So if you had a problem with your computer, you ring me up.
Do you do Mac?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Only Windows.
Only Windows. You're not a fan of Mac?
Well, I am a fan of the iPhones, but the Macs, I just can't get my head around it.
As in fixing them or using them?
I haven't used them properly, so.
After that revelation that he doesn't like Apple very much, he does very well on this turn, making sure he stays to the right-hand side, not interfering with any vehicles on the left. Also demonstrating great awareness of this black vehicle that's just come past. He now has to deal with the Honeypot Lane roundabout and does very well. He again thinks he might have made a mistake, but in the circumstances, it's just fine.
Go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit, Taunton Way.
He again is ever so slightly hesitant, but I don't blame him for erring on the side of caution. It's always better just to make sure before jumping in. And in this case, he may have missed an opportunity, but it was a small one, so in this case, it's not noteworthy. Now, I've done numerous mock tests on this particular route, and I don't think anybody has taken this lane here, which is the proper lane for the exit. But as he goes to exit, he doesn't interfere with anybody. So in this case, again, it's not noteworthy. You can change lanes on a roundabout provided you do it safely. And in this case, Aaron did it safely. Aaron is approaching a refuge island with pedestrians walking across, and he seems to think he should be giving way to them. But they are safe, so it's not really an issue. He then deals with the bus gate well, which is coming up. He does get very close to the curb on the left-hand side, but he doesn't clip it. So again, this is done well. A little further up the road, a car comes past and he holds his position. Really, what he should be doing is moving ever so slightly to the left to give more room, but he doesn't. He doesn't have a lot of room on the left, but he certainly could have used some of it, and it's normally considered polite to do so. When it's done to him later on, he finds it a little frustrating. Aaron is now approaching a sticky situation with a Toyota Prius which is backing out onto a major road out of a driveway. It gets a bit tight. I personally think he does really well here, but later on Aaron talks about what he thinks he's done wrong. Personally, there was not much more he could really do. He's not in control of this situation. However, I think he deals with it as well as he possibly can. In a perfect world on your driving test, you wouldn't have to deal with something like this. But as long as you remain safe, and you don't rush, and you leave enough room, it will work itself out. This is just the way it is, and this is real world driving.
And just when it's safe to do so, if you could put your front demister on for me, please. When it's safe to do so.
After this junction.
I like that. He's considering his environment.
Front, right?
Yeah. That's it. Fantastic, thank you.
Again, no problems at all. This is where a learner driver now pushes out on Aaron and he gets a taste of his own medicine. It is slightly different because the car is moving out at an angle, but it's the same concept. Taking more room than you need.
Jesus Christ. That?
When they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Aaron is now going to have to conduct the right reverse exercise, and I don't pick an easy spot.
If we can find somewhere to pull up on the right in a safe place.
At this junction, are you sure?
Find somewhere to pull up on the right in a safe place.
Aaron doesn't rush, and he finds a good spot.
That will do.
I might do it at the bend.
Fine. Brilliant. Makes this bit a little bit trickier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Can reverse the car about 10 metres, keeping reasonably close to the curb.
Yeah, it does make it harder. Really harder.
You said make it hard for you.
Aaron does well here. He's on a bend, and it's quite a busy little road. But he does good effective observation and
Really
gets it
put
done.
me in a pickle. hit the curb?
Hmm?
Did he hit the curb?
I think he scraped it as he went up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron demonstrates exactly how you should handle these situations. He's not rushing and he's fully aware of what's going on around him. This is a very good example.
It's a person.
He's eventually able to move and keeps it nicely close to the curb.
That'll do. That's it. Drive on when you're ready.
Yeah.
He then waits patiently for his moment to move off, doesn't rush, and waits for a good gap. Aaron is now 2 junctions away from the end of this test, but the first one he's got to deal with is a tricky T-junction type roundabout.
And then at the roundabout, turn right for me, please.
He's a little bit hesitant on this one, but I can understand why. He does miss an opportunity or two to go, but it's not too serious. He has a few vehicles coming from his right-hand side which are indicating left, and I can understand him not wanting to trust that, as a car peeling off left moves quickly, leaving the space for the vehicle behind to come straight onto you. Ideally, you'd have vehicles turning right, coming from his left-hand side, but he doesn't have any, so he waits for the right possibility to move. And then a white car coming from his right-hand side shows us exactly how it shouldn't be done. Should be giving way to the bus. You'll see that in a second.
Hello. There's a bag there, so I have to be careful there.
And then take the next road on the right. And then you can just find somewhere to pull up for me, please.
Aaron now fits nicely into the right turn filter box, making this turn the last and very well done. However, there's one last thing of note on this driving test. As Aaron goes to pull up on the left, which is the very last thing he's going to do, a pedestrian steps into the road and he gets incredibly close and doesn't really reduce his
Just
speed
find somewhere
enough.
to pull up on the left. Safe place. Anywhere along here is fine.
This could be enough to go against you on your driving test. It felt a bit harsh to fail him at the very end. He just misjudges it. And he gets, as you can see, very close. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, but really, this should be a serious fault.
How was that?
I feel like some major happened there.
Where?
Definitely that towards Brent Oak Station. I could have waited for the bus to pull out
Okay.
instead of me pushing forward,
Okay.
because there was no one behind me, like you said. Other than
Whose priority was it?
nobody has priority.
Who had the obstruction?
He does.
So who technically has priority there?
Well, yeah, he does now.
No, he doesn't. You do.
Oh,
Could you be nice and held back somewhere?
yeah, I could have. But there was literally parked cars everywhere.
Okay. So you think that was a problem? Okay.
Then towards that football pitch, there was a guy crossing on the island. Should have waited for him.
Okay. Why?
Actually, no. Because it's an island. It's not a zebra.
It's a refuge island. You saw me right because I made notes because of what you said. Okay.
Then remember that zebra crossing that was closed? Is that an active one or a closed one? That was hard one to judge. Like, oh, should I?
I mean, it's technically closed because both ends are completely closed
Yeah, because
off.
if I stop there, then I'm stopping traffic. Because it's basically...
It was closed off.
Yeah.
It was closed off. You've got to be careful though. The vehicle behind, the learner driver behind you gave way. Got to be careful on that one. I'm going to let it go because it was closed. Pass or fail?
Fail. I didn't use the bus lane.
Okay.
Because I was like, Monday to Friday, 7 to 10. I was like, it's Saturday.
Okay.
It should be normal driving position to drive on the bus lane.
Okay. But then the sat-nav very quickly told you afterwards to turn right.
True, yeah.
So you think fail? And you think you failed for the bus lane? In fact, everything you've thrown at me, you think you failed before. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, on the basis of what I've seen today, I've got a couple of issues with what you just did to that poor guy there, right here. I just asked you to pull up on the left safe place and somebody steps out.
Oh, yeah. That was very close.
Way too close.
Yeah, way too close. I should have waited for him to get on the car or do something first.
I mean,
that was my fair judgment.
I'm looking at this, right, and this is a pass all day long, right, and then that happens.
Ready to pass before that.
Well, you've just ignored that a man has stepped in. How much space should you be giving somebody before, if they're in the road? If there's a pedestrian in the road, how much space should we give them?
At least like a car, like this much.
That much space?
Well, at least
you should be getting a metre and a half.
A metre, yeah.
A metre and a half of space. But if you can't give a metre and a half of space, what do you do with your speed?
Just hold back.
What do you do with your speed?
Kill it.
Yes. And you were slowing down, but just like, and then he stepped out, and then you just continued.
Because I thought it was going to the back. It's going to go for the back of the van. Just stay there.
But then he stepped around the front. So,
yeah.
I mean, look, it's just one of those things. He stepped out. Should he be doing that? Really? Can he not take some responsibility for his own safety?
Yeah.
But, however, I would have expected your speed to drop even more because you had oncoming cars, so it was difficult for you to give a bit more room. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that one, but that's a really hard-on driver fault. So just be really, really careful of that. Mini roundabout there. I know it's a really difficult.
Yeah, you can't see anything on the right at all.
You've got lots of vehicles telling you they're turning left. Now, I appreciate that you're waiting for confirmation of positioning and speed before you commit, and I kind of like that, to be honest. But you're not really ready to go when there is an opportunity. So I gave you a driver fault for undue hesitation because I felt that there was at least one, possibly two opportunities where you could have gone.
On the roundabout?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, then there was one opportunity where there was clearly an opportunity to go because the car was really far back and you just sat there.
Oh, because
you're ready to go.
The dog person. The guy was walking the dog. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
we should hold back a bit.
So, I mean, I appreciate the ones that you're waiting for them because they're saying left, but you're not sure. But then there was a big gap and you just didn't take it. And then straight after that, the bus turned and you went.
Yeah, which is good.
So the bus saved you, really. At the
shield saved me.
Yeah, but be careful because I don't want you to rush it. If they're a little bit further back, it's just the way these mini roundabouts are. They're a little bit further back. I'm here, I go, and then they just come in behind. So it's one of those things where, because it's a T-junction mini roundabout, you've got to be careful. And I like the way that you're careful. I'm giving you compliments, but at the same time, I kind of felt there was one or two opportunities you can go. This will make sense later. It'll make sense. Clearance to obstructions.
Sometimes, yeah.
You got a little bit close on one occasion.
Yeah.
There was this other thing I'm going to put it down. I kind of didn't put it down because it only happened once, where you were positioned too far over and there's a car coming. Now, I want to highlight the moment where a car did it to you. It was another learner driver.
Oh, yeah.
And you said, Jesus Christ. Yes. And I went, that didn't like that, did you?
No.
Yeah. Now, you're not quite doing that, but you're holding your position sometimes a little bit too far over. For a little bit longer than you need to, and you're saying that it's because the width of this car is wide and you're not used to it. But if you need to use the space, regardless of what car you're driving, what should your speed be doing?
Just lower.
And then if you start slowing down, what could you then look at to see if you have more room? Where could you look to see if you have a bit more room? And in fact, even before looking, if you're driving at a normal speed, how far are you from parked cars?
A meter.
So you've got that already as a space, regardless of what car you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
If you're judging that well,
You should have that meter go to the left in a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what could you have done with some of those movements?
Just
You've
slow
got
down.
a meter. It's there. A
and
meter.
go to the left a bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
That car coming towards you highlights the issue. That's how it feels
Okay.
when somebody does it to you. So I would suggest that possibly a couple of other people said something similar, maybe a little bit harsher about you. Ever so slight issue of understanding this side, which if you fix it, you will be, you're well on the way. I mean, you're well on the way already, buddy.
And what about that roundabout to Honeypot Lane? Because
Okay,
I
so-
had to transfer a lane.
You did? Was there anyone there?
No.
That's how this stuff works.
Yeah.
So I have taken numerous tests there. Not one person has taken the left-hand lane.
Because I was like, wait, that's a bit too soon.
Well, it's not only that, it's just in a really weird position. So you have to kind of go like that
That's
to
cool.
get to it.
Yeah,
It's a poorly road marked, and it doesn't say on the road markings just before that you need to be taking it. So it's not your fault. But when you go to exit, you checked your mirrors, you signalled, there was nobody there. You exit. I mean, it's fine. As far as I'm concerned, it's fine.
So I passed.
Yeah.
With that minus the guy walking up the road.
This is, hopefully for you guys, this is going to be a really boring video. But ultimately,
sorry, guys.
no, we're going to highlight some good stuff. There's good stuff in what he's doing, so we're going to highlight some of that. If this has been of value to you, I'll just hit my hands together. If this has been of value to you, obviously hit the like button, subscribe if you like more content, and I will see you in the next one. I don't think you're going to be seeing this guy, because I think he'll be passing his test very soon. In fact, will you let us know when you pass your test?
Sure, why not?
Is it so hard to let us know you passed his test? Well, that's enough of this. See you in the next one. Get Will out.
See you soon.